America, a country with a spectacular glimpse and a land known for pulsating opportunities. It continues to be one of the most preferred locations for Punjabis aspiring to go abroad. And we here at Sadda, Pardes will today discuss the nuts and bolts of studying in America and the new visa processing system. We have with us Consul General of the US Embassy, New Delhi, Josh Glazeroff. He is here to discuss the nitty-gritties of what all is needed to fly to the country of your dreams, America. Welcome to our studios, Mr. Glazeroff.
Thank you very much.
Right, first I would like to begin with your new visa processing system.
Sure.
Tell us what are the salient features of this new system.
Well, Jocelyn, I've actually been in India now. This is my 5th year, and every year we try our best to make things a bit easier for people who want to apply for visas. We've gone to an all-electronic form. When you fill up the form, it's all online now. But just recently, the last week, we've gone ahead and switched a couple more things.
Okay.
We've made it easier to pay. You can now pay online also, or you can even pay by mobile phone. Used to be you have to go to the bank, and we had a very limited number of bank branches, but now we actually have 1,800 bank branches across India.
So you have eased out the fund transfer system.
That's right. We want to make it very simple for you to do that. So now you can fill up your form online. You can also make the payment online. And we've also switched how we actually take appointments.
Okay.
You can actually make a phone call now. You don't need to take anyone's help. You can just call our helpline. And go ahead and ask for an appointment. We have appointments available this week, next week. We really try to simplify.
What was the system before? You used to, I think, log on and take the appointment rather than calling them up, right?
That's right. I think a lot of people felt like they couldn't understand the system very well, that they needed help. They used to maybe go to an agent or someone, but we've really tried to make it easy. You can just call our number anytime, ask any question you might have, and say, hey, can I take an appointment? And they'll organize the appointment for you.
And how can you can still upload your documents? You can scan them and upload them with the application?
We do have that possibility, but actually I'll tell everyone we don't really need to see a lot of documents. If you want to come visit us in the U.S., you can just come in and see me. We'll talk for a couple of minutes. I won't look at any papers at all, really.
Oh, really?
No, I don't really.
I'm definitely going to use this opportunity.
Sure, please come. Please come.
Right. So what what do the changes in the system mean for the people who are actually seeking the U.S. visa?
Again, it's really just to try to make it simple, make it easy. We don't want anyone to feel nervous. We don't want them to feel like they can't come in. In the last year, we've really had very little wait time for appointments. I think the perception is that you have to wait a long time, or maybe there's a long queue outside. It's nothing like that, really. The system, actually, we've also added another step where you'll take your fingerprints at another location, not actually in our offices, and that means that there's even a shorter line when you get to our place.
All the biometric things you're talking about.
That's right. You'll go to visit our contract partners at VFS, and they'll take your photo and also your fingerprints. You'll spend less time with me in the office, and for many applicants, actually, it'll mean that they'll never see us. For people who've traveled before, have valid visas, actually, many of them will never come to see us anymore. Well, they won't see them ever again. All
right. What's going to be the processing time now as compared to the processing time it used to take earlier?
Oh, sure. When you're in my office, generally speaking, it takes less than an hour, maybe 40, 50 minutes. But with the new process, we're hoping to get that done in about 20, 30 minutes.
Okay. Before we move ahead,
sure,
tell us, what are the reasons behind the refusals and the rejections of the visas? Why do that kind of happen quite often?
Well, I think there's a misconception about that as well. Actually, we issue the vast majority of visas in all visa categories. And look, I encourage everyone who's interested in traveling to the U.S. to just come in and see us and just tell us the story, tell us where you're going, who you're going to visit, and what's going to bring you back to here to India.
Right.
But we issue each year. Last year, I think we issued over 5 lakh visas in the tourism business category. We had over 6 lakh visitors to the United States from India last year. So the numbers, generally going up. This year we're seeing somewhere around a 7% growth rate right now in the tourism business category, people issued visas. And we forecast in India that this will just continue to grow. Right.
You have been in India for almost 5 years now.
That's right, yeah.
Right. So what has your experience been like? I mean, the applications you receive, are all of them like they're online, or you see mostly that they come through the agents or the consultants?
Oh, I think most people find the process very easy to follow, actually. When I ask people, in the community, I say, hey, how was the process? They say, it's just gotten easier and easier. And that's what I want to hear. I just want to make it better if I can.
Right.
So we're always trying to make improvements. And I know, again, people have sort of a perception that it's difficult, or maybe they feel just a little uncertain about what's going to happen. And I just reassure everyone, please, if you're interested in traveling to the U.S., everyone, President Obama and everyone else in the U.S. government, we're trying to make it easier, and we want people to come visit us.
Right. What necessitated the changes? I mean, why these changes now? What you felt earlier that needed to be done?
Well, I think the technology changes and makes things easier for us. You know, when I first started doing this business, we used to actually fill out the forms by hand, you know, with a pencil.
Absolutely.
And that's just, at some point you have to get away from that, and
Yeah.
things just move faster now. So
And we have seen our parents doing that. I think the things have changed in our generation.
That's right.
And it's going to be better for the other generation.
That's right. And again,
future.
my intention is to issue you a 10-year visa. You travel as much as you want in those 10 years. And then I don't ever want to see you again if I can help it. Once we get all your details the first time, well, hopefully we can renew the visa. You'll never have to come see us again.
That's wonderful. So how is this system different from the system which used to be followed earlier? I mean, right, you have actually put everything electronically. Earlier, the paper thing used to be. People used to apply, then you used to wait for the appointment, then they used to wait in the long queues
That's
there.
right,
I have
that's right.
seen there in Delhi, outside your embassy, they start in the queue, I think 4:30 in the morning,
That's
and
right,
wait till
yeah.
afternoon. How it's going to ease this out now?
Oh, now when you have your appointment now, like I said, you'll be in and out of our office in probably 30, 40 minutes, no problem. And I'm talking about our 5 posts in India. So we have not only Delhi, but we have Chennai, Mumbai, Calcutta, Hyderabad. All of these facilities, we've done our best to modernize them. In Hyderabad is a brand new facility from 2009. Mumbai is a brand new facility just from last year. So I
Right.
think you're going to find them very comfortable. We have nice waiting areas, and we're really trying to get people in and out as quickly as we can.
Great. The system started a few days ago, I guess.
Just last week, that's right.
Right. So what's the response so far? Are more and more people logging on and filling in the applications, and they are finding it easy? Are more social media avenues being used by them?
You've asked me 2 questions there. First, I'll tell you that the response, I think, has been very positive. This is actually a rather slow period for us on the visa side. Generally, a lot of people will come in maybe April, May, June. So I'd encourage people, if they're interested in applying, to come now. If they want to go to the U.S., even next year is fine. Like I said, we issue a 10-year visa. You can travel anytime in the 10 years. The other question you asked me was about social media. We're doing our best to use Facebook, and I'll give you the address right here. It's facebook.com, and that's /india.usembassy. The Facebook site is an exciting new thing for us also. It's not directly related to the processing, but we're really trying our best to reach out to people and to answer questions. Actually, every Friday from 11 to 1, every Friday we have an officer online on Facebook, and they'll take your questions and answer them right away.
Right. You have this Visa Friday concept,
That's right,
Is this all about? Is it related to Facebook only, or something else as well?
Right now we're using Facebook as a medium. We think that we're getting a really good response. A lot of people are interested in that. We see hundreds, even thousands of people get online around that time.
Right.
And it's a good chance to ask a question you might have about visas.
Okay.
And since, like you said, a lot of people are getting online in different ways, a lot of the younger generation certainly using Facebook, we thought that was one way we could reach out to them.
Right, so this is only for the queries. The Visa Friday thing is only for the queries.
Yeah, more or less information, questions you might have, sure.
Right, earlier people used to call on your toll-free numbers to ask. That process still exists,
Oh,
right?
sure, you can always call. That's right.
Right. So, is there any change in the visa fee as well with the new visa processing system?
The visa fees are generally set globally. It's not India specific, meaning in Washington they make a determination that's related to the cost of the process. The fees have changed this year in several categories, but I don't have any control over that. Like I said, the one thing I can do is really try to make it easier once you come to see me, and that's the part I'm working on the most.
How it's going to make students' life easier while applying for any course for any university or college in U.S.?
Well, we really do encourage students to go to the U.S. We have over 1 lakh students right now from India, which is the second largest population after China in the U.S. And we do our best in embassy to try to encourage more Indians to go over and study. We actually send out our officers and our staff from the embassy all across the country to meet with students, whether at your secondary schools, at your universities, and talk about the opportunities, talk about the visa process.
Right.
But just try to make it easier, make it clearer how to go about it. I encourage people to check out our website. We have a lot of information there, and also we have our colleagues at the USIEF. They provide student counseling services, services related to studying in the U.S. if you have questions, require some advising. But like I said, again, my job on this visa front is to just make things easier.
Right. See, on this show, what my experience has been so far is that many people, including the students and people who apply in under the general category, they're afraid of the interview. Why so?
No need. I think people just are afraid that we're trying to trick you or just come up with some difficult questions. I think most students actually find it surprisingly easy. The hardest part is as getting it accepted at a university. That's true here in India, certainly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Mani, I've also seen that the parents are finding it very difficult to get visa to travel to go and travel, and see their kids there in the U.S.
Really, I haven't seen that. Yeah, usually when I ask a parent, what's going on, they'll tell me, oh, my child is a student at some university, and I say, oh, that's great, you're going to graduation and something like that. It's generally pretty straightforward.
I'll give you an example here.
Sure.
Okay, there is this person who wants to go to U.S. to meet his family, his brothers, and maybe his daughter and son kids, right? But he is not taking his wife along, and he's also not applied for his wife's visa. But still, and he's a retired person. He has a property back home. He has all his finances back home. His kids, he's leaving his kids and grandkids back home.
Sure.
But still, he's being refused visa twice.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and before that, he's already got UK visa and other visas as well on his passport. So it's just a very small example. I mean, still the question arises. The visa officer just asks him a simple question: why are you not taking your wife along?
I see.
And
yeah, Jocelyn, I'm not familiar with that case, but I'll tell everyone out there, really, when you come to the interview, it's not a document-based process. I'm not looking at any papers. Really, we just want to ask a couple questions. I don't know that case in particular, but I would encourage everyone just to go ahead and
But what's the fear? Is this that the person is going to get lost in U.S. or he is going to settle there illegally or something? Is that the fear?
Some people are, that is part of our law. That's something that people may be aware of, that we do have to, in most cases, understand your rationale for coming back to India. But like I said, I'm not talking about that specific case. Really, all I can say is, if you're interested in applying and coming for tourism, best thing you can do is just tell us the truth, just tell us what's going on, and the officer makes a decision right away.
So there is an option of putting in an appeal or putting in a fresh application?
Sure, you can always apply
if there is
again.
any refusal or rejection?
Yes, you can always apply again, that's correct.
Right. So Mr. Glazarov, we'll come back to you.
Sure.
It's time to slip into a short break here. Stay tuned as we explore the country of your dreams, America.